Thanks so much for tuning in. Today we'll follow the schedule and we're going to work on the third song. In this one I'm using some tricks that I haven't used yet, so hang tight and let's check it out. Alright, so let's take a look at the percussions first. We can see here I have my kick, snare and hat track. They're separated. And let's take a look at the kick and snare first. So very snappy percussions. I tried to go for the very typical lo-fi type of percussions we can hear on YouTube. Same thing for the hi-hat. I tried to go for the typical sound. Didn't need to do much more for the drums. That's pretty much all they needed, and it just felt right this way. So yeah, let's take a look at the rhythm next. So for the rhythm, I have this loop here from Cymatics. They have very good stuff. So just this going on pretty much the whole song through. It just worked, so I went with this. And next we can look at this bass. Again, it's 808 style bass, pretty much no attack. And I didn't do a whole lot to it either. Pretty simple line, just felt really good, so I'm just looping over it and changing some stuff around at different places in the song and just keeping the bass there. Just works. So that's pretty much it for the rhythm. Next, I'd normally talk about the leads, but for this track, the piano was already pretty much covering this. It's both as acting as a rhythm part and a leads part, and so we can look instead at the ambience next. So the first track I'll talk about, called it Escape. It's actually a guitar chord with a lot of reverb, and I added some distortion, I added some delay, just making it super dense, super wide. And after this I dropped it a whole lot just to make just a little something happening in the back during the track. So very subtle, just adding something cool to the track. I also used the same guitar part here, but this time it's much more dry. I have some delay going on and I'm filtering it, and that's pretty much it for this track. Again, very subtle. It's a bit clearer compared to the other one. And I also have this, those are actually water and bird sounds just going on throughout the song. And I'm also using a bunch of automations just to filter them and just to keep them moving. And I'm also using some side chaining with the kick to just make everything move in the track with this ambience part. Pretty much all I needed on the ambient side. Next we can look at the highlights. So the first highlight track I'll talk about is this, called it Sky Piano. It's actually just some piano, it's not piano chords, just some piano notes playing. There's a lot of reverb and a lot of delay to them. And I also faded them in so that we don't hear much of the attack, pretty much just the reverb and the sustain from the notes. And that's pretty much all for this track. Another cool thing I did, I took some public domain movies online on some archive website, and what I did is I EQ'd it a bit, I cut it at some parts, stretched it a bit too, just to make it really clearer and fit the beat. They were talking faster, so I had to slow it down just a little bit so that we get everything and it doesn't switch the mood of the song.
You're marvelous, Ma. You're just like Father used to be. Do you realize a couple of weeks ago we didn't have enough to eat ourselves?
And something you have to keep in mind is those are often old movies, so you do have to EQ them quite a bit so that you hear everything properly. I'll show it without anything.
You're marvelous, Ma. You're just like Father used to be. Do you realize a couple of weeks ago we didn't have enough to eat ourselves?
I'll show again.
You're marvelous, Ma. You're just like Father used to be. Do you realize a couple of weeks ago...
It's just much clearer with some compression, some EQ. I also have a delay send going on the end of the speech. What it's doing is just repeating the last part over the beat, and I did make sure that the sentence wasn't overlapping at a weird point so that it's locking with the beat pretty well.
Now you just gotta stop giving all your money away. Money away, money away, money away, money away, money away, money away.
That's pretty much it for the highlights, and yeah, it pretty much sums up what I did for the song, and we can listen to the whole thing now. Again, I'm just going to show this much for this song. The full versions will all be available when we finish this series of videos. Alright, so we're 3 songs down, 2 left to go. Then we'll jump at the artwork, mastering, distribution. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week for the next song.